Hi, I'm Frank Giglio from Value Blind and Heirloom Draperies in Ashburn, Virginia, and I wanted to discuss a little bit about the differences in Hunter Douglas honeycombs amongst their own brand and amongst Hunter Douglas compared to other competitors. So 30 some years ago, Hunter Douglas invented the honeycomb, and they invented it really from an offshoot of one of their other products, a single-sided pleated shade. They put two single-sided pleateds together, and they came up with a clever name, Duet, and that was the first Et product in Hunter Douglas. And when you do hear an Et on a Hunter Douglas product name, it's significant because it means the product embodies multiple patents that are international. It's really, again, Hunter Douglas is a technology company. They make the best blinds and shades in the world, the best colors, the best fabrics, the best materials, the best features, but most importantly, the best technology. So when you hear Et, that means there's at least several patents, international patents, that the manufacturer has on that product. One of them on a Hunter Douglas shade is the glue technology that holds the shade together. So if I take a Hunter Douglas shade here and I look at it, when they make a honeycomb shade, they take the cell material and they extrude a really wide piece of it. I think it's like a mile or two. And when they take that, they cut it in I believe it's 180-inch width. They glue it together, so that creates a bolt of fabric from which they cut honeycombs out. The Hunter Douglas honeycomb has a worldwide patent on the glue that holds the cell together. This glue will never yellow or delaminate, come apart as long as you own it, for as much as it sits in the sun. And that is a patent still held by Hunter Douglas, and it's a difference between Hunter Douglas and everybody else's shade. In fact, you'll hear a lot of people say when you go into the big blind or the big box stores who don't buy Hunter Douglas, our product's exactly the same, but it just costs less money. Well, that's a fairy tale everybody would like to believe, but it's not true. So in the Hunter Douglas product, one of the first patents is that glue technology, and that's seminal to the product, ensures that that product will never delaminate or come apart as long as you live in the house. We've been open since 1997, and we've had a couple honeycomb shades delaminate from Hunter Douglas, and without question they were replaced at no charge. Last time we did it was a 17 or 18-year-old shade. I challenge anybody to buy anything where the manufacturer backs it like that. Now within Hunter Douglas, there are two honeycomb programs. One is called Applause and one is called Duet. So the Applause is the basic line, and it has a great fabric selection. And in Applause, you're going to notice that the construction of the shade, in fact this is an Applause shade here, is a single cell honeycomb, and that's how honeycombs started out on the market. There is one cellular construction, one honeycomb. And this is, again, about as thermally efficient as drapery. So to stop heat loss in the winter, it's a matter of stopping the warm air in the room from touching the cold glass pane and that heat getting dissipated. So the more air barrier you have, air is a gas is an insulator, the more it stops migrational heat loss. So honeycombs are fantastic at that. So in the Applause collection, they have a single cell construction. Again, same cell technology, beautiful lift mechanisms, fabric covered head rails, and of course on any honeycomb shade we can always do a top down bottom up feature and cordless, which is really nice in particular in bedrooms, and in some video we'll get to that feature and why it works so well. So that is the Applause honeycomb. Great honeycomb, better than anybody else's honeycomb in the market. If you want to step it up a notch and you go into the Duet program, the Duet's a much larger selection, as you can see, but the unique thing about Duet is when you look at its construction, the Duet and what they call now Architella is, if you look closely at that, it's a honeycomb within a honeycomb. So now I have 4 barriers of air between the warm air in the room and a cold glass pane. I got a barrier of air between the back of the shade and the glass pane. I have barrier number 2, barrier number 3, and barrier number 4. So more thermally efficient than line drapery. Great product, and again, it goes out of the way. It's not big, it's not heavy, doesn't collect dust. And in the Duet program, all kinds of beautiful fabrics, from something like this in a textured program to the Lustra 1.25 inch woven, highly sophisticated product. So in Hunter Douglas, when you're looking at their honeycomb shades, a lot different than the competition. And again, you'll hear all the time, don't buy Hunter Douglas, buy our brand, it's exactly the same, but you're not paying for the name. Well, everybody wants to believe that. If you do, I got a 2011 Cadillac out in the parking lot with a Ferrari engine. Doesn't happen.